Yeah, welcome to the Weege Show. Welcome to the home of the Indianapolis Colts. This is Lucas Oil Stadium, and dare I say, the best Weege Show ever. And the reason why is because the return of the king, there goes my hero down this tunnel and back into the racetrack, the perfect 10, the prodigal son. If the track was made of water, he would have ridden on top of it. Because incredibly, the Justin Brayton has returned to a motorcycle on a Supercross track. And if I look closely, I see a factory Honda underneath the perfect 10. Now look at that.
Oh, it looks good.
I don't want to get people too excited. I know I'm thinking podium speed. I know I'm thinking how you're gonna announce and be on the box tomorrow night.
We can do it all.
Unfortunately, it's not quite that. Not actually racing. I mean, you could do it all, yes, but.
Yes. We don't know yet.
Okay.
There is potential
that
we do it all.
Oh, all right.
But, I mean, what better way to broadcast than I'm actually on the track, racing. I will have to go to the podium to do my interview and everything.
Yes, during the broadcast,
Then I can run back up.
Yes.
If the fans don't mind that I'm in my gear on the broadcast, I think we can do it all.
What we should do is arrange for you to do the podium interviews, and then maybe it's yourself who you have to interview.
I can do
That's the way we could do it.
I mean, Weege, you always come up with great ideas.
Look at this, bro.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, I like this. I did suggest blue backgrounds though, like Masters Post 50 at Loretta's.
Oh, wow. I just thought it was like SMX.
Here we go.
Champion.
Kevlar grips, huh?
So, this is an actual factory Honda that was on the truck. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a couple of these bikes available right now that are not being raced. Our show is actually brought to you by the Honda CRF450R and CRF250R. Who better to model it than a perfect 10? So Brayton's gonna ride today. We'll have some footage of that. It's not sped up, it's not slowed down, but with the speed you're gonna see, you're probably gonna think I doctored the footage, but it's just legit. Once you got it, you don't lose it. So stay tuned for some riding. This is actually gonna be part of Race Day Live, a bit of an experiment. I believe the hope is we'll see more of this as the year goes on. I think we can clarify that. But we'll see how it goes here, and there'll probably be more. Stay with us. Can we still skim whoops at 40? Hell yeah, we can skim whoops at 40. Always been a whoop guy, let's be honest. Now also inside scoop, the level of prep for Justin Brayton for this was quite extensive. He did not have a bike. He's got an offer to go down to Honda's HQ in Georgia and pick one up, but hashtag retired life hasn't bothered to do that. Didn't even feel like riding. So instead, to make it a little easier logistically, he bought Cody Schock's two-stroke, because Cody Schock lives in the North Carolina area, rides a club. It was easier to get his hands on that bike. He actually bought it and rode Cody Schock's CR250R two-stroke. And that is the extent of prep for this. But, I mean, dude. It's just a break. It's just a break. So anyway, this is a cool experiment for Race Day Live. Expect to maybe see more of this at more Supercross rounds. And I think the idea is to get him and maybe Adam out there on bikes by SMX, and they can do track previews, riding side by side and things like that. We'll see how it turns out. But this is just a proof of concept. Can these guys get out here and ride well enough to learn the track and add to the broadcast? Oh yeah, it's still there. It's still there. Okay, press day time. I know at this point the show is just a giant letdown because we already saw the incredible podium speed of Justin Brayton. Steve Mathis, you ever heard of the Weege Show?
Yeah, I've heard of the Weege Show.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. Yep.
First appearance ever, I believe.
Yep. I heard it was better last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard last week's was incredible. I didn't watch it.
Who was saying this?
Everyone.
Everyone.
People.
Many people?
Many people.
Many people have said.
Yeah. I was a little, so on a serious note though.
Yes.
On the plane, I thought of the Jersey gag.
Yeah. You had
help me out.
And did you plan that for Weege Show or just in general?
Yeah,
you
for
did.
Weege Show because you told me about it.
Wow.
And I will just say this: funnier in my mind than the way it turned out.
The riders. The problem was that they all didn't know I think.
I was trying to act like I picked them for the win and I was their biggest fan.
But they thought it was just them. They didn't realize you did it with like 3 dudes.
Yeah. So anyway, so I apologize to the Weege Show listeners, viewers, I should say, because it was not as funny in real life as it was in my mind.
I will say, I don't know if you went back and watched. Yeah, this is just saving battery. It's if you went back and watched, Lewis, I believe, had an interview with Chase Sexton, and during it, Chase looks over and says, "Why is Mathis putting on a jersey right now?"
Yeah.
So for that,
so that's good.
Not in Weege Show, but it paid off on the
paid
side.
off a little bit.
Yes.
So.
I can't believe you went through the effort to build props.
Yeah.
That's more effort than I've ever put in.
Bottom Line Show was a big hit, and back in the day, and I wanted to bring that vibe back.
But I noticed there were fly jerseys, and if you're gonna do that, there's a gentleman that rode today already in fly gear.
Yeah.
It was a perfect 10.
Yeah.
So if you really want to pick one, I think that's the one you're going to have to
listen. I was just happy he survived. He hadn't ridden Supercross for so long. He's 45 years old, and I'm just happy that he made it through.
We have a live show tonight, and Steve said, "JB, we'd love to have you as a guest. We could set up a Zoom from the hospital.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out.
If it doesn't work out.
If it doesn't work out.
Supercross
Yep.
riding
And then
Supercross.
just you see Max Anstie over there?
Yeah.
He's mystified over how JB went that fast.
Yeah.
Through the whoops. I'm gonna go find Anstie, who may or may not actually work with Justin Brayton behind the scenes, and we'll get his take on the whoops. That is Steve Mathis of Pulp MX, who did help with the show last week with the jersey swap, but he did not have a number 10. Should have interviewed Chance Hymas. Could have done that one. Hey, Mr. Anstie, you don't even need to look at this, because someone in your camp has already blazed a trail.
Aye.
Over the top, front wheel perfection on top of every whoop. Have you seen it? Have you talked to him?
I've seen it. No, I haven't actually spoke to JB yet, but very, very impressive. I'm just looking.
Is that ideal front wheel placement?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, it is. It's incredible. It's incredible.
The whoop guy. So no, it's cool. Nice to be here. So ready to go.
Let me just catch up with you real quick. So that was a gnarly one last Friday.
Yeah, I know.
How were you on Saturday? Was it the real you?
Oh, I was a bit beat up. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to be hitting the deck at all, but hitting the deck on press day, it was interesting because the track was so fast, and there was those little. I mean, everyone saw what happened to Levi, and that section, like the jumps were not hard. We did them first lap.
Yeah.
But you're hitting them so fast.
Yeah.
It was easy for that stuff to happen, and on Friday I got a wake up call with it, and luckily I was okay enough.
Was
to
it the
race
same
them.
jump that got
no,
Levi?
it was before the finish line.
But that
so
whole
that
straightaway.
fast straight
into,
and I landed in the face of the double, and it was like, man, I was lucky. I hit the ground and I was somewhat okay. Or I was sore. I've been sore all week.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes, you know. Sometimes you get lucky out of those things, and sometimes you don't. But man, it was. Then the next day, I really had to up my respect level of that track. It was, okay, I'm not wheeling over things. I'm making sure that I'm tidy, because it was so fast. It was a very different sort of style to what we're used to.
Yeah. So Levi used the words, "I got a little greedy" in that section. So you had to you could make time.
Yes.
And you had to almost choose, is it worth trying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the rhythms were very grabby. We also happened to chase, like you didn't know if you were getting the pop or not.
Yeah.
100% if I went back there next week, I could make some improvements with the bike setup. Like I was more, I don't know, I felt okay, but I'm like, every time I went stiffer, I felt worse in the turns, but better in the rhythms. Every time I went softer, I was better in the turns, but worse in the rhythms.
Yeah.
And it was like, softer wasn't working because it was wallowy through the jumps, but then stiffer made it feel like that around the rest of the track. So it was very interesting and a tricky place to set yourself up for. And I thought I'd done my job and put myself in a good position around the first turn, and I was like, right, we're on here. But again, maybe I got a little greedy going into that second turn, and it was like, I pushed everyone out. I thought, right, I got the whole shot. I saw Vial there, and I was like, no. And I was like, oh no, I'm heading straight for a tough block or his rear wheel. Yeah. And that's the way it goes. So it's one of those where you got to make those split second decisions, and in that instance, it bit me. I had to come through, came through to 6th. I mean, I kind of got lucky with the red flag in that instance. It bunched everyone back up. Yeah. But again, it was one of those where it's like, oh, this isn't my night tonight. I'm going to just take what it is and get out of here and continue.
Last thing, quick for you. Are you kind of back to where you were at Detroit, Tampa, or did this week was a little different? Is there residual, or do you think you can be right back to
the
where you
week
were?
was a little different. I had to do a bit more recovery stuff, and also it rained, so we only got to ride once this week, which I'm not that bothered with. That was fine. Yeah. but no, I mean, we're in a good spot. It'll be fun. This weekend's different again. You know, we've got East-West guys, and we know what we're at. It's Indy. Yeah, it's going to be soft and rutty, so we'll make the best of it and see where we are.
All right. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. All right, thank you. That's he doesn't need to see the whoops. Now he's getting grabbed by TV crew, but yeah, he doesn't need to worry about how to do the whoops. He can just ask Brayton, and look at that beautiful front wheel placement. I wasn't letting you go away. I mean, technically it's 1 o'clock. You have to talk to the press, like it or not. You too. First of all, is there anything I can see, Nate Thrasher, on the finger? I mean, you got the glove on, but does it look crazy, or?
It's a little Frankenstein.
It's a little Frankenstein.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you have surgery and ride a race 12 days later or whatever?
It wasn't easy.
No.
Especially Daytona. That thing was wide open too. So going into those high-speed jumps were not the ideal.
Yes, but I'm happy for you because look, we've seen you grind it out before like that, and then sometimes it only one thing leads to another. So you're at least happy that that didn't happen. You got through there.
Yeah, that was kind of my goal going in. I knew the grip shrink was going to be low, and on that high-speed stuff, I was just trying to get through there. This is a little bit more slow speed, so I feel like the grip shrink won't come into his play as much. Just kind of like Detroit, it was kind of lower speed, so I kind of could manage a little bit better. But Daytona was just, you know, wide open. It was tough. So that was just finish. That was the goal. Daytona, and then you, sir. Oh, you had the momentum. You had the momentum after the podium. How are you now? This is Dax Bennick, by the way.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Obviously, I had that crash and ended up missing Detroit, but I've been good, honestly. I think Daytona was still pretty good for me. I ran 5th until the restart, and it was good just to be back on the gate, you know, and learn. And I've got a good week of riding in this week, so I expect to be a little bit better. And it's gonna be tricky, you know. It's gonna be the opposite of Daytona. Daytona's high speed. Now this is gonna be slow and rutted, so I like that a little more. Okay. Like Nate. So yeah, I'm excited for the first East-West though. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, but I have one more question for you guys. I think, what do you have, 6, 7 guys? How many bikes are there?
6 maybe.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be pretty crazy, or have you raced for that before?
I think I raced that before.
Okay,
every year on the team, it's been a lot of guys.
Dude. Okay, so this is not a world record.
Yeah, we got the complete gang this weekend.
No, we're missing one guy.
Missing one guy. Yeah.
Pierce.
Oh yeah.
But that's still a lot.
Yeah.
That's still a lot. Okay, so there's room.
Yeah, decent.
Elbow room.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a couple more, but.
All right, these boys are grinding it out. Thanks. Yeah, you could fit I mean, with Star Racing, you never know. Could happen at any time.
Holy crap, you do it.
All right, this is how we do behind the scenes. This is Haley from Race Day Live. You hold this.
Got you.
And then I'll interview him.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna help you out, Chase Sexton. What? I'm gonna interview you for Weege Show and Race Day Live at the same time, so you only have to do one interview.
I already saw.
Done too.
Is Justin racing? Are we racing for second this weekend?
Yeah. You better hope. You better hope he's not, because that was podium speed through those moves for sure.
Well, they're also brand new.
Stop. We don't need to hear.
Without this in the background. So
I mean, JB is a notorious
back this way.
good whoop rider.
Does it change? Really?
What? Yeah.
The
100% it
does it change? I didn't know that. We don't need to hear about this. The whoops will be exactly the way they were in the main, and when he's jumping and notching his way through,
JB will going right by me.
Yeah, just remember what you saw.
Or my step in, so I don't want to step in.
How do you do the Race Day Live interviews? Just start them?
One question,
and then step away. Okay.
They don't want you.
And 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
2, 1.
Here with Chase Sexton. I hate to do this like 4 weeks in a row. We talk about the chance at redemption.
Yeah.
Is it another chance at redemption? First of all, were you okay after Daytona? Can you get redemption here?
Yeah, I was a little bit shaken up after that crash. It was pretty hard. It was my fault though, because I actually radioed down to Tom and told him like everything's like laid down from practice, and then what do I go out there and do? I case the jump because I didn't get nearly as much lift. So, yeah, my fault. And then after that, I was just kind of trying to survive. I feel like I rode decently well in the main, but I I got a little tired and I was just pretty banged up. So, feeling better for this week. Home race, home-ish race is the closest one to where I grew up. So, a lot of family and friends here this weekend, and just go out there and try and put on a show.
Week was normal though. Got to do all your normal stuff.
Yeah, week was normal. We tested, and yeah, normal week. So I'm excited. The track looks pretty good. It's gonna be soft this weekend. It doesn't look as soft as it normally does, so that's good. And maybe JB's racing this weekend, so we might be racing for second. Who knows? But no, it should be fun. Let's go.
He knows. He knows. Yeah, that double. See?
Yeah, no.
2 for 1. Well done. That goes, and that is efficiency. Take that, Elon. There's some Doge for you. Look at how efficient we were with these interviews.
Can we get Tom?
As long as, hey, did you do an okay job, you think?
I don't know. What do you guys think? How did I do?
We'll find out. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna hand the camera over. This is Weege Show. This is Juju. I don't know what to do with my hands now. Are you okay? What's the status here on this shoulder situation?
Well, I mean,
I love this. You won't take it. You did an interview with my guy Aaron Hansel at Racer X after Arlington, and you just said, doesn't matter. Should have done better. That's on me.
I think, obviously, there was a lot of loss in strength in Arlington, and I couldn't hold on too well, but I think overall, I got a little bit impatient with the track, and I wasn't patient enough in general. I think I was a little bit sloppy, and that's ultimately, I think, why I crashed. So, in general, I think it was on me for sure, and I should have been better. So that's my mindset coming here, just be patient.
No excuses. Have you ridden since then? Are you sure you're going to be okay?
Yeah.
I like this. This is mind over matter. Like, you are not using it as an excuse.
I mean, even if there was, I told them I'll still race no matter what. So
you're going for it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Now, I know you were dispatched to Florida to do some rut riding. Yeah. Right? So you missed a little bit of that.
Yeah.
How much did you get in, at least even before Arlington?
I got a full week, so. Yeah, we had a full week and a good week in Florida, so I'm not too worried about it. I think we're in a good spot with the bike. I just need to be a little more patient here.
How different is it, though? Like what you were racing at Glendale or the Cali test track compared to what you'll have here, or even what you had in Arlington?
Actually, it's funny because I tested a little bit and I had a different setup going into Arlington. Yeah. But after qualifying, I went back to my base setup. I rode the exact same setup I ran in Cali. I ran in Arlington, and I was better in the night show than I was, I think, in qualifying. So, yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, same setup, I think, and it's almost better for me being back on that same setup. I like that setup. It's a good base for me. So
forget the hard pack, soft track stuff. Forget the shoulder stuff. You're going for it.
We're going.
I like it. Good interview. Well done, Austin Forkner. I'm gonna answer the question for you. You're riding better than the results show during the week, maybe even during the races.
Yeah.
Can we go with that?
Yeah. Last weekend, I honestly, dude, the red flags have been absolutely screwing with me.
Really?
Like, just because, like, I've been, which I'm not saying it's I need to be better at that, but I've been coming on like a little bit later into the races. Yeah. Like the 4 to 5 minute mark. Yeah. And then, so I just start to like get up to pace, red flag.
I see.
And then, like, you know, that's how it's been at the first few races. And Detroit, it was later on, but still,
You were starting to feel it a bit?
Yeah, I had just gotten into 6th, and then I was closing on 5th pretty quick. Yes. And then red flag, and they gave the position back, so I went back to 7th. Yeah. So, and it just lets the guys behind me, then I'm looking over my shoulder off the red flag, because everybody's looking to make a quick pass on the red flag. So it just like, that's kind of, once I get into my flow, I start riding better, and I feel like I haven't been able to get into my flow as much with the red flags. They've been breaking them up. So a little bit of a, I mean, still, it's still on me, but that has been throwing me off a little bit, I feel like.
Because you did tell us before Daytona, you and Jordan Smith are going toe-to-toe at the test track, and he's winning a race, so you know you're riding well.
Yeah, no, I know I'm riding well, and that's a little bit on, I mean, that's obviously on me too. I need to bring that sort of intensity to the races, which, and I have, like, last weekend was I qualified the best I have. Yeah. I had a decent heat race. Just ended up making a mistake right after the red flag went down in the first turn. Literally just slid out in the first turn like Webb did in his heat race on that inside, just super slick. And then I went down in the sand, and my bars were straight buried in like the split lane part. They were buried in that part, and dude, it took me forever to get up. So I was way back by the time I got up. And that was a track that was like if you weren't willing to risk it a little bit in the rhythms or doing that wall jump, you were like instantly, if you didn't do the wall jump or do that rhythm before the mechanics area, it was like instant 2 seconds slower. And me being back couldn't even see the guys in front of me. I was like, I can either risk it, take these risks, and maybe get, 15th, 14th. Yes. It's like, or I can just do my laps.
If you're second and the leader's 3 seconds ahead,
that was my,
then maybe you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But not in the position I was in. I just got up and just finished it. So, I mean, it wasn't, I was riding better at Daytona, and I felt better than what the results showed. But I still need to be able to bring what I bring during the week to the racetrack.
No, you went full circle. I knew that you were going to say you're riding better than the results, and you came around to that. You're not a 17th place guy.
No.
Okay.
No, definitely not.
Hold on. We have a great connection again. It's the great Justin Brayton, who's still here. Don't have to do Zooms from the hospital. We're fine. We're fine. He pointed something out, the great Justin Brayton from Iowa, that this mechanic with a red plate and this mechanic with a red plate, both from the same town?
Yeah, same small town in Iowa.
And this is not a coincidence. You guys knew each other.
Yeah.
And tell me about this. You helped him out, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, we pushed his bike to the line for him in fair races and stuff. And, yeah.
But tell me about the purse, adding riders to the field.
Oh, yeah, I would race Moto to bump the purse up. And
to get another entry in there?
I'd make him race hair scrambles with me to bump the purse up there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's total teamwork.
I would do A-class racing all the time, and we'd go to a race and like, hey, it's 200% payout. If we get one more rider, the purse goes way up. I need you to sign up. That way I can make some more money.
And then you're like, I'm going to take that into the hair scrambles.
Yeah.
Darren's a good rider.
No, I've seen,
solid
yes.
A-level rider. Good rider.
I've seen Duff rip up on a pit bike pretty good at club.
Yeah.
A-level.
Hey,
legit.
Good
Legit.
Yeah.
But it got you in trouble about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, landed on some kid at a practice track and broke the femur, but we're healed now, and I think I'm going to ride again. Yeah.
Oh, the comeback.
Oh, yeah.
The comeback.
Yeah.
So have you guys reminisced about how crazy it is that you come from the small town in Iowa as buddies? And by the way, is it a coincidence you're both here, or did you like somebody pave the way?
We've always wanted to work together. And,
yes.
Oh, for Austin to be a mechanic today, yeah, like I kind of got his foot in the door just so he could be a mechanic. And what's really crazy too is last year he was helping out Nick Romano, and Nick Romano was number 5'11", and Hayden's number 38. Growing up, I'm number 38. Austin was number 5'11".
Yeah.
So last year we were working on factory Yamahas with our numbers growing up. It was crazy.
So the kids the kids actually took our numbers. That's
exactly. The 38 was branded by Duff, actually.
Yeah.
He's the one that branded the 38.
Yep.
That is wild.
He let
So,
Brian have it.
yeah, that was nice. Did he call you? It's like you and Hymus, and Brian had to call you. All right, that's it for the Weege Show. Press day riding took place. There's Lucas Oil Stadium over there. I try to enjoy the urban life when I have a chance, and Supercross is really my best chance. It's the only time I commute to a downtown office is downtown stadiums like this. I'm going to Shapiro's, which is 2 blocks away, a really cool old school deli here in Indiana. So enjoy it. Tomorrow I will be part of Race Day Live, as you saw from those clips. I'll be announcing for the live crowd. And we have a 250 East-West showdown. That's gonna be wild. I wanna see if Deegs can truly establish himself in the Supercross realm like he did in SMX and Pro Motocross, and the way he did it, let's be honest, at Arlington. Can he do that with some of the East guys like Anstie and Hampshire and Hymus? Hammaker was on the podium last week, guys like that. That's gonna be super fun. And then the 450 class, we know it just keeps on giving gifts. Ken Rocks has been historically, lately, very good at Indy. Couldn't be 2 in a row for him. You already heard from Chase Sexton. It's gonna be a really fun show and a really fun race. And that's it for the show, and it's cold, I wanna get inside, I wanna have lunch. So we'll see you after the race on Saturday.